Hi, this is Rain from Rain Travels, and for today's video, I am going to discuss how to apply for a Schengen visa to Austria. So, are you ready? Let's start. So, for the step-by-step process, step one is to know your visa type, whether your visa purpose is for tourism, private visits to friends or family. For business or cultural visit, you must first know your visa type. So you can go to the relevant Austrian Embassy webpage for your specific country or to the VFS website or the Visa Application Center website specific for Austria. Step 2, gather the documents that you will need. So based on the type of the visa type or the purpose, your travel purpose, you will have to download the requirements or the supporting documents that you would need to submit. So this particular one is from the Philippines. Okay, so this is from the Austrian Embassy in the Philippines. Make sure that you go over each of the required documents and that you do not miss out on any of the documents required. So these are the additional documents, whether it's for tourism or for private visits. Next, let's go over the general documentary requirements for a Schengen visa application to Austria. The first part is the application form. So the application form can be completed in either English or German. It must be signed and it must be printed and signed. And for minors, make sure that the legal guardian sign the form for them. So you can scan the QR code here, and it will lead you to the application form. But take note that this is specific for the Philippines. Next, number 2. So passport. Of course, you cannot travel without a passport. So you would need your passport to be valid at least 2 months beyond the requested exit from the Schengen area, and that you have at least 2 blank pages in your passport. For the visa fee, the visa fee is 80 euros for adults, 40 euros for minors from age 6 to 12. It's free for minors below 6 years old, and it's also free for spouses or minor children of EU nationals. So that's for the visa fee. You would also need your passport photo. So take note that your photo should not be older than 6 months and follows the format of 3.5 by 4.5 centimeters. It's colored. It does not have any Photoshop reworks. It has a light background and complies with the ICAO guidelines. You can glue it onto the application form. Next one would be the passport copy. So you would need the first data page, or what we call the bio data page of your passport, together with the page where your signature is. For minors, they also need to submit a copy of their legal guardian's passport. Okay, number 6, your previous Schengen visa. If you have previously traveled to the Schengen area, then you need to submit your previous Schengen visa and for the countries that you have visited before if you want to demonstrate your travel history. So take note that this is not mandatory, but it is very helpful with your application. Number seven, an all risk travel health insurance. So make sure that the travel insurance is valid for all the Schengen countries and for the full duration of your intended stay. So the minimum coverage would be 30,000 euros, and a travel insurance will not be accepted if it excludes the coverage of a pandemic illness. So the COVID pandemic illness should be included with the travel insurance. So you can scan the QR code here and it will lead you to AXA Schengen. So one of the travel insurance companies that I have used when I was applying for my own Schengen visa. Next, number eight, proof of travel arrangement. So the first one would be a flight reservation. Again, take note, a flight reservation. So this is a copy of your round trip airline reservation. So this is issued on the name of the traveler or the visa applicant with the complete itinerary. And number nine, the applicant's financial means. So the applicant's financial means would include a copy of the bank certification, the original copy, bank books, personal bank statements showing regular income. Usually they ask for the regular income for the last 6 months, as well as credit card statements or the balance covering the last 6 months. Now, for minors, that please do include a copy of the parent or legal guardian's economic means. So we're at the 10th one. So proof of ties in the country of residence. So this can vary depending on your profile. So this will include the following. So proof of your social security contribution. So this can be any of the social security contributions in your country. In the Philippines, that would be the SSS, GSIS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig. Next, letter B, a copy of your real estate property, a copy of the title deed of any real estate property that you own. Take note, it should be in your name, not someone else's. And also proof of family ties in your home country. So if you are married, then a copy of your marriage certificate. If you have children, then a copy of your children or child's birth certificate. And 11, so proof of your occupation. So I have divided it into three. So for employed applicants, so our certificate of employment, your certificate or approved leave of absence, and your latest income tax return. So that is for employed applicants. If you are, let's say, self employed or you own a particular business or company, then proof or company or business registration, your business financial statements, as well as the latest income tax return. Now, for minors or for those who are still students or pupils, then you would need a copy of your proof of enrollment as well as a certificate of leave of absence if you are traveling within the school year. Now, take note, if the child or the student is traveling during the vacation, the parent can include a copy of the school calendar showing that it is their vacation. Number 12. So if you will be traveling with your spouse and our children, of course, include a copy of the marriage certificate and or the birth certificate of the child or children you'll be traveling with. Number 13, so proof of accommodation. So this will be the confirmation of the hotel booking. It can also be a hotel voucher or a letter from your host. So this would be an invitation letter. So for the Austrian Embassy, they're requesting that it will be printed on a maximum of 2 pages. Now, this one is specifically for minors from the Philippines. So if the minor is traveling alone or with only one parent, then a written consent from the non-traveling parent should be obtained as well. Also, if the name of the father does not appear in the birth certificate, then no consent is required. So, aside from that one, the minor traveling alone or with only one parent also needs to secure or submit a copy of the data page of the parent who is traveling with him or her, as well as the birth certificate. Now, what if the minor is traveling alone? So in the Philippines, there's a specific document that the legal guardian must secure. So this is called the DSWD travel clearance. So please do go to the DSW website and check on how you can obtain it within your city or town. And of course, number 15, if your purpose is for tourism, so you would need an itinerary. So this is a detailed day-to-day itinerary of your planned trip. So it should indicate your arrival and departure in the Schengen countries or other Schengen countries. So this is an example of a day-to-day itinerary. So this is for Austria. So I have here a sample of day 1 to 3 going through Vienna. So I've indicated the activities and of course the places that you will be visiting. This is just a sample itinerary. Okay, so if you would need help in making your itinerary, send me a message or go through my coffee page for the sample template. Now, what if your travel purpose is to visit family or friends? So you can supply, number one, a proof of sponsorship. So you would need to submit the ID number of the digital sponsorship declaration or the elektronische Verpflichtungserklärung So you can go to the website for the EVE and ask your host to obtain it for you. Now, take note the proof of sponsorship is only necessary when the applicant does not have sufficient financial means to support himself or herself during the travel. Number 2, so proof of relationship. So if your host is a family member, then a copy of the birth certificate or marriage certificate showing how you are related. Aside from that one, a copy of his or her biodata page, as well as residence permit if he or she is not an Austrian. And of course, you can show other proof showing your relationship. If you are, let's say, friends or romantic partners, then you'll have to make sure that you convince the embassy that you are related, somewhat related to each other. So this is my YouTube page or YouTube channel that you can go through, and then for the playlist you can check out the Schengen Visa requirements playlist. Here you will see all of the videos that I have made specifically for the different Schengen Visa requirements and how you can make your own, let's say, letters, travel itinerary, or how to go about applying for a Schengen Visa. Even for proof of relationship, travel history, and formal obligation. So you can go over these videos rather. So here are some of the suggested additional documents that you can include with your application. So number 1 would be the travel history. So if you already have travel history or previous travels abroad, then include a copy of all the visas and entry-next exams on your passport. So why should you include that? So your travel history shows that you are less likely to overstay or that you have no illegal immigration intent. Next, you can also supply a copy or write a cover letter. So why write a cover letter? Number one, you will be able to explain your reason or purpose for traveling. Is it for tourism? Okay, explain why it is for tourism. What are the places that you would like to visit? Is it for visiting family or friends? Why would you like to visit your, let's say, second cousin? Why would you like to visit your boyfriend or your girlfriend? So you can write those in the cover letter because take note, there is no interview for a Schengen visa. Although some embassies actually call up the applicant to clarify some points in their application. Okay, so if you would need help with your cover letter and your travel history, just go to my coffee page and see how you can obtain these documents for free or sometimes paid. So those are the different documents that you would need to submit for the application. Now, let's go to the step-by-step process once more. So step 3, book your appointments. Once you have gathered all of your documents, you can directly book an appointment with the Visa Application Center. So make sure that when you are booking, that your details are correct. Also, book well in advance. So the appointments can be from 6 months to 15 days from your travel dates. So here's the QR code if you are applying from the Philippines. So the Visa Application Center is the VFS Global. Step 4, submit your application. Make sure that you arrive at least 15 minutes on your appointment date. Also, make sure that you have the appointment confirmation with you. And once you're there, have your biometric information taken. So that would be your photos as well as your fingerprints. Now, the next one is waiting for the result and tracking your application. So you can track your application by using the reference number on the invoice or the receipt issued by the Visa Application Center along with your last name. That's typically how you can track your application. So for those in the Philippines, here's the QR code wherein you can track your application. So take note that the visa processing can be from 15 days up to around 45 working days. Sometimes it will be short, sometimes it will be quite long. It depends on the number of applicants that the embassy is taking care of or scrutinizing. So that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask. You can reach out to any of my social media channels. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!